There we go. We're live again. Then we try it again, a second time, if you can believe it. And this time, the stream has a title that suggests more of what is happening in the stream.
Okay.
What a brilliant idea. What a good plan.
And you're going to give me the link, right?
You have already...
Okay.
Amabel?
Oh, that is a good title. That's a good title.
I'm glad we're playing an adversarial game today. That's what I'm going to say about this energy.
Okay.
But first, let us humiliate ourselves by allowing this website to prove that we've never seen a movie before.
It's always my favorite part.
This is the last one. We're going back to something else for the next pre-stream. I don't know what else yet.
Oh.
But we gotta move around. We gotta keep it fresh, and this is not fresh.
Okay.
This is I would say this is whack. Actually,
Is this Lord of the Rings?
is this Lord of the Rings? How do you spell Lord?
Oh, that's right. Let's try Return of the King, maybe.
You think this is a Return of the King?
Yeah, I think I haven't seen it in a while.
Based on what? Okay. Well.
Okay.
That
so
sure ain't that thing.
All right. It's not Camelot. Camelot's a musical, a different color palette. It might be the other King Arthur movie from the 80s, Excalibur.
Yeah, it could be. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to fix the stream is behaving strangely. It's not Excalibur.
Is it a Knight's Tale?
Is it a Knight's? That's exactly what I was about to say. Hey, this really looks like a Knight's Tale to me.
I haven't actually seen a Knight's Tale, so
I remember this shot, honestly.
good morning, Robin and Tyrio.
Tyrio.
Okay.
We got one. It only took 3 guesses. Okay, I have repaired the stream back end. Everything's fine. Hey, it's the Texas Chili Parlor.
Gosh, I don't know.
Where does Roadhouse take place?
Not in Tech, I don't think.
Was it in a chili parlor?
I don't think so. I haven't seen Roadhouse though. It's not the Last Drive-In because that's a black and white movie, I think.
Here's the thing. I've guessed Roadhouse. Okay.
This is Grindhouse, the Tarantino half.
Okay. Death Proof?
Death Proof.
Yeah, that's a distinctive car with a distinctive license plate there. All right, let's tackle another one. That's 2 that we've actually hit, and I'm feeling so good about that. Hello, everybody.
All right.
Howdy, y'all in the chat. Welcome to the real stream, as
Lord
differentiated,
of the Rings
as differentiated from the fake stream that I ran for 10 seconds without realizing that I had not updated the title. That's probably a significant bridge or aqueduct, but I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I'm guessing Lord of the Rings, the Two Towers.
This is the first frame. It's not. This is so not Lord of the Rings, the Two Towers. I don't have another guess, so I'm going to type that, but that's not what it is. Now, see, that's interesting. I don't know what to make of that, but that is definitely a it's definitely a significant. What do you call it? Distinctive. That's definitely a distinctive shot.
Eternals.
Okay. Again, I don't have another guess.
But the color palette of that previous shot looked really dour.
Is Eternals without a "the" even the same movie?
Okay, is that Michael Caine? Walking towards us, I can't.
I do not believe so. Hold on. No, there's no way that's a Michael Caine.
There's like a prison. I haven't seen Shawshank Redemption. Is this Shawshank Redemption? Does it look like this?
This looks you know, this looks a little older to me than Shawshank, but you make an interesting point. Shit, is that Michael Caine?
It is Michael Caine. Okay.
Okay, when you said, is that Michael Caine walking toward us, I thought you meant the left guy, who is definitely not Michael Caine. But
No, the one that was Michael Caine.
on reflection, the guy on the right, I suppose, could have been Michael Caine. He had hair, so I didn't think you were talking about him. That's my bad. It is probably, as Robin notes, Paddington 2. This does feel like Paddington 2.
No, I would recognize Paddington 2. Fuck all of you. I would recognize Paddington 2. That's
Fine. Good adversarial energy to bring into the stream. What do you think?
This might be the one where he's a spy, and I don't remember the name of it. The Ipcris file.
I'm sorry, the what?
File? The Ipcris file.
Yeah, can you?
IPCR. Okay. No, there's no H. It's definitely IPCR.
Okay, so then it's not in here then.
Not here. Okay, let's skip this one.
Okay, yeah. This is all you. This is way outside my wheelhouse.
Is this Italian Job?
Is this the Italian Job? The old one, the Mauritanian? Yeah. Okay. All right, one more.
What was the 6th frame on that one?
One more. Why it's a bunch of men standing around looking like they want to drive cars.
Yeah, I might have gotten it on that one.
All right, one more, and then we do pre-stream.
Okay.
It's a short pre-stream today. It's a short pre-stream today because we fucked up the original. Whatever. How am I finding Pacific Drive? I'm finding it stressful. That's the number one thing. Like, the worst thing about Pacific Drive is I've not been attacked by a monster or anything. There has not been a situation. Oh, hi Nick. Sorry you can't stick around. Yeah, I haven't been attacked by a monster or anything. There's nothing coming out of the darkness. Like, obviously there are anomalies and they interfere with you, but it's not a game where, like, I'm suddenly going to get jumped and murdered. But the atmosphere is so foreboding that I still react to sounds in the forest as though I'm about to be jumped and murdered. And I think that makes me look stupid on camera because that's not the thing that's happening in that game. Anyway.
This looks like some old-timey shit. I don't know, though.
I think the resolution looks pretty, like...
No, I'm sorry. I mean, it's set in the past.
Okay. I want to say these almost look like the Jurassic Park Jeeps. But they don't have the branding, I don't think.
Well, try Jurassic Park.
I don't think it is Jurassic Park, but I don't know. I also don't have another guess, so. Oh. Interesting. Is that...
Wait. Is this water Shape of Water?
No. Which character from Shape of Water is that?
I don't have the best resolution looking at it right now, so maybe I'm just
okay.
They're
not gonna sneak Shape of Water past me. I've seen Shape of Water like 14 times.
Well, I've seen Paddington 2 14 times. Not sneaking past me either.
Okay.
I'm gonna ban someone from chat for telling me I can't recognize Paddington 2.
To be clear, she has no moderator powers. Because we can't trust her. I don't know what this is. I think I know that actor, but I don't know his name. I think I know his face. I'm gonna skip this shot.
Okay.
Yo.
Okay. I don't know what this is at all, but that looks rad.
I am also more lost than I've ever been. What movie would this be?
Dragonheart.
Amabel? Does that look like the big dragon?
I've seen Dragonheart. I don't know what it's about.
The Dragonheart is famously about how there's only one supernatural creature left in the world because all the others have been hunted to extinction.
All right.
Sean Connery shouting, "I am the last one." You know, you're an embarrassment.
Okay, yeah, I don't know this.
Honestly, this looks like one of the creatures they would find on that planet in the last season of The Expanse.
Yeah.
I don't know what to make of this. Okay, well, that's Willem Dafoe.
That was Willem Dafoe before. Okay.
That's not the guy I thought it was, for the record. I do know Willem Dafoe's name. Willem Dafoe, Space Aliens.
Is he in Is she in John Carpenter's Mars Vampires? Whatever it was.
Yeah, John Carpenter's Mars Vampires. Are you talking about Ghosts of Mars?
Is this Ghost of Mars?
Is this Ghosts of Mars?
I've never seen Ghost of Mars. I can't.
Ghosts of Mars is not in their database, so no.
Okay.
I don't know what this is. I didn't know there was a movie with Willem Dafoe and cool alien critters.
All right.
Because if I knew what it was, if I knew that existed, I would have fucking seen it already. That's interesting. There's a poster for Existence in the frame of this film.
Is this Existence?
Is it Existence? Does that? I haven't actually seen Existence.
I haven't seen either. I haven't seen it either. But
yeah, okay. How are they gonna put the name of the film in the 5th frame? What is the 6th one? How is that more obvious? Yo, I gotta see Existence.
Yeah, that's a Cronenberg film, isn't it?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I have not seen it myself. I've seen a lot of Cronenberg, obviously, but
Yeah.
I've not seen that one.
All right, we'll do one more.
All right.
Oh,
this is Spookums. This is your territory.
I don't know. It could be an action movie where somebody's dropping a chandelier on somebody. I don't know what this is off the top of my head. You have a guess for this? Do you have a guess for a famous scene where somebody punches a bunch of holes around a candelabra?
No, I don't.
Around a chandelier.
Johnny Guitar.
Yeah, it's probably not Johnny Guitar. Could this be 13 Ghosts? No, apparently not. It's neither one of the versions of 13 Ghosts. Amabel, is there a chance this is Paddington 2?
You know what? Put it in, but it's not. I can tell you it's not. Okay. It's the wrong color palette. It's the wrong kind of angle.
We tried. Okay, that's an animated hand.
Huh. Is this one of the Trolls movies?
It does look like a troll, right? With the...
I've only seen the first one. I don't remember a gas masker, but can you try like Trolls 2?
Trolls not in the thing.
Okay.
So we have a character here with what looks like... Yeah, it looks like pink hair. It looks like sort of femme presentation on the eyes.
Can you try Small Soldiers?
It's not Small Soldiers.
I don't remember Small Soldiers.
This is more modern CG, and this isn't supposed to be a person who looks like a toy.
All right. Well, I think
here's the problem. This could be some DreamWorks.
Romeo and Juliet.
This could be some DreamWorks or Illumination shit, and I would not know it because I have not seen any of those movies.
They don't have Romeo and Juliet or Sherlock Gnomes.
For the people who have seen this movie, I bet this is a really good giveaway.
All right. Well, let's skip if we don't have a guess.
Incredibles 2? No, okay. It's not Incredibles 1, that's for sure.
I've seen Incredibles 2. This is not.
Oh, well.
Wait.
Well, now.
No.
Well, now.
But that... Wait. That's from Ratatouille? Oh, that's the grandma.
Yeah,
the scale was off. That's the little old lady. I should have got this. This is...
They got a very distinctive way of rendering food in that film.
What are the other frames on this one? If you don't... Yeah, no.
Well, I mean that one's. But like if you haven't seen Ratatouille, I don't think anything about this is going to give it to you, right? Because like this is not the way Pixar usually renders people. Yeah, and I imagine you see the rat only in the final. Yeah.
Yeah. No. Okay. I should have got that. I've seen Ratatouille literally like 200 times.
I did just see it the once. That's my excuse.
Someone who watched it every day.
We're going to the gas cave. No, we're not. Why would we go to the gas cave? Why would we go to the gas cave before thanking our friends at the Relaxed Movement for the pre-stream music. Royalty-free and copyright-free music for creators. Hey, look at this. This is the backing track for us being pretty bad at Framed, which is a massive improvement over how bad we usually are at it.
I don't know if we were pretty bad. Like, we got... Did we get all of them or most of them?
It took us 3 shots to hit Ratatouille.
Yeah, that one was embarrassing, but it was...
We only got existence because they put the title of the film in the frame. It's not great. What I'm saying is it's not great. All right, Amabel, it's time for the real stream.
Okay.
The pre-stream is over and fake and for children. The real stream is now for adults. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, I'm not ready. I need you to vamp while I get ready.
All right. Well,
Welcome to the real stream, everybody.
Let's look at chat. All right.
Good work so far. I like it.
I see Paddington 2 being mentioned a lot. I think specifically to troll me. That's unkind.
Welcome to the audio for the new thing. I probably don't need to be feeding Amabel this anymore. I'm gonna kill the feed too.
I remembered. I need to have my copy open, and you have to have your copy open. I have to join your thingamabob once you start it.
Welcome to this thing. It's this thing.
Today we're playing Root.
Today we're playing Root. It is, in fact, the digital adaptation of the famous board game of Woodland Might and Right. I even put those in the right order in the pre-stream text. This is a rad board game that we both like a bunch. It has a digital adaptation, and the digital adaptation just released the last major faction expansion. So it is now up to date, mostly up to date with the board game. And so we thought we'd mess around with it a little bit. I'm going to have to set up an online play here. Actually, I'm going to put us back in the gas cave until that process is complete.
Okay. So
because I gotta type the password and stuff in here.
So being on the up and up, I do have to disclose that I know the designer of the game, Cole Worley, of the original board game, pretty well. I published one of his games previously, and in a roundabout way, he's kind of responsible for me being a trans woman, sort of. I mean, I've always been finding out.
Working it out, hatching. There's a whole process.
There's a chain of dominoes, and it starts with publishing Cole's board games. So I just have to disclose that first, because that's like ethics and shit.
But that's not anything to do with the digital adaptation. That's just the physical, the underlying matter.
Yeah.
We don't know anybody associated with the video game.
Yeah.
All right, I am hitting create. The game is password protected with the same password as before, which we are not going to say out loud, Amabel, at any point during the stream.
Okay. What if I've already said it during the stream? That's a fun thing for people to try to figure out.
What if you haven't?
Are
you joining? Yes, it's case sensitive. It's the same password as last time.
Okay.
You are so bad at words. All right, here's the deal. It's Root. Welcome to Root. Okay, so for those of you who are not really familiar with the game of Root, it is essentially it's a territorial war game type thing, but it features what I would consider to be a pretty extreme asymmetricality between the player factions. You know, I probably should have been somebody simpler for this first game. I just clicked lizards because I played lizards last time. Whatever, it's all good. So here's what we're doing today. We're playing. We're gonna play probably a couple of games where it's me and Amabel and also a mechanized third player. This is not video game AI. This is a thing that exists in the board game. They have rules for sort of simple AI opponents. So our robot opponent today for this game is the mechanical Marquise de Cat. And the Marquise's thing is they start in control of the forest. You can see here, this is a forest made up of a bunch of clearings with paths between them, and most of the clearings belong to the cats at the beginning of the game. Up here at the top left clearing, you can see the keep which prevents other people from playing effects and stuff. This is the base for the cats. Amabel is playing this game, the Eerie Dynasties, birds who have come in to kick the cats out because they feel the forest is theirs by right, and the cats are usurpers. They have a very strongly military style of play. She is starting down here in the lower right. You can see she's got some birds and stuff. If I zoom the camera in, they do have some like graphics or whatever. But I gotta tell you, I don't love the game up close because I think it's a little too hard to tell which buildings are where. I like it like this because everything's extremely clear. Like for my money, like without being told ahead of time that that's a significant building that has meaning, it's very easy for it to just sort of like blend into the trees around the clearings and stuff. I don't know. Anyway, so we're going to be playing most of the game at this level of zoom. I hope that's okay with everybody. And I will be playing as the Lizard Cult, a bunch of weirdo religious extremists who are adorable. They look like this, and that's why I'm playing them. Also, they are holding skulls much more than the other factions are. Y'all know how I feel about that. So you can see each of the clearings here has some slots that buildings can be placed in. Each clearing has a suit, effectively. The little woodland creatures that make up the real, like, the body, the population of the forest are mostly rabbits, foxes, and mice. And we are all, in our own way, just sort of like usurpers trying to claim power over them. The game is played to 30 points. You can see everybody's victory point score at the lower left of their player panel here. When somebody reaches 30, the game immediately ends with the highest scoring player as the victor. We all have cards, hands of cards that we interact with in different ways. Part of the beauty of Root is that the actual underlying rules are very simple, but that every faction interacts with them in different ways. So basically the idea is during your turn, you know, you'll be able to move your warriors around. You'll be able to attack the other player's warriors and, should they be present, the other player's buildings. And then each faction has some kind of unique way to score points. For the Marquise, if we pop over here and hit this, you can see the actual rules. We're not going to be reading all of the factions' rules in detail here, but the most important part of what's happening with the Marquise is the Marquise at the end of the turn during the evening phase scores victory points based on the number of buildings that they have. So for them, it's important to get buildings out and defend their buildings in order to score. They get points based on the type of building that they built that turn, I believe. For Amabel, it is somewhat similar. She gets points based on the number of roosts that she has out at the end of the turn. Score VP equal to your position on the roost track. And we'll talk about her mechanics in a little bit more detail when her turn comes up here in a second. For me, I have to take an action. I have a specialized system of crusades and conspiracies and what's the other word here? Conspiracies and rituals. And there's a particular ritual I can perform a couple times per turn to score points under the right circumstances. And again, we'll talk about my mechanics in greater detail once it is my turn. For right now, I just need to pick a clearing to start in. I'm going to start in this corner over here. So you can see the cats took that corner. The birds always start perfectly opposite the cats, and then I just get to pick one of the leftover corners. And we're going, I don't know, rabbit. Okay, rabbits are outcasts. So, that's set up. We'll talk about what all that stuff means. Who's up first? I'm up first. Okay, so, the actual rules for these crazy lizards. First of all, each player has a couple of sort of like passive ways of violating the rules that are listed at the top of their player chart. And a player turn goes like this. First, you have birdsong, which is where a bunch of stuff, sort of the setup of your turn happens. Then you have the daylight phase, which is where most of your actual choices are made, and then your evening phase, which is sort of like cleanup time. So, we're gonna ignore our birdsong phase for this. Nothing happens during my first birdsong. So during the daylight, I can reveal a card from my hand to perform a ritual in an associated clearing. So, like for example, I can reveal this rabbit card from my hand in order to recruit a lizard in any rabbit clearing. I'm going to threaten some of these cats. They have some pretty poorly defended buildings. I would like to mess with their buildings. So I'm going to recruit a lizard over here by revealing that card. You'll notice there are no clearings on the board that are bird suited. That means I can't use birds for my normal rituals. Bird cards, for me, can only be used for this sacrifice ritual. So I will reveal both of my bird cards to perform sacrifice twice. And what that does is it loads 2 acolytes into my acolyte box, and those will be usable next turn. That's my whole turn. I don't have a very exciting first turn here. I am allowed to use gardens in clearings of the Outcast suit to pay the crafting cost on cards now to build cards if I would like. You can see each of these cards has a suit that is listed along the top, a crafting cost that is listed in the top left. This one costs 1 rabbit. This one costs 1 of any suit. This one costs 2 foxes. And text at the bottom, text or pictures at the bottom depicting what you get when you craft it. So I could make this thing, which recruits rabbit partisans to my aid. Or this, you may discard this to discard an enemy's crafted card. I'm gonna just hold on to my cards, I think, for the moment. I don't want to craft any of these. So we'll skip that. We'll draw a card at the end of the turn. And then it's Amabel's turn.
Okay.
Okay,
so
Amabel. The Eerie Dynasties. I don't feel that the game represents your situation very clearly.
it does to me, but probably not.
Yeah, from our side, it's a little weird. So the core mechanic of Amabel's faction is that she has this decree. This is a set of actions that have to be carried out in order on every one of her turns. Amabel, could you not do stuff right now while I'm...
Okay, yeah, sorry.
Hey, how about you, do a thing for the audience, huh? So the deal is, at the beginning of Amabel's turn, she has to add 1 or 2 cards to the decree, and then during daylight, she has to process each column of the decree one by one. First, she has to recruit from warriors in appropriately suited clearings. Then she has to move warriors out of appropriately sorted clearings. Then she has to battle in clearings of the appropriate suit. And then she has to build new roosts in clearings of the appropriate suit. For her, and for most other players, birds are wild. Birds can be treated as though they are any suit. So, if she is ever unable to perform one of the actions in her decree, her whole society goes to shit. They execute their ruler. They lose some victory points. Her turn ends immediately, and she has to basically start the whole thing over. But if she's able to maintain her decree for a long time, it can get very powerful as it continues to build cards, and she's taking more and more actions per turn.
But
So
the more cards are being played, the more likely it is going to collapse. It will collapse at some point. It's just timing that collapse.
So she has added a rabbit to the recruit column and a mouse to the build column. And
yeah, I have 2 mouse clearings pretty close by.
Mm-hmm.
So that gives me two turns of builds early on. That should be all right. So first, I'm going to do my recruit.
Yep, recruit in
the rabbit area.
In a rabbit clearing. So you recruit from a roost in a clearing of that type. Then you must move out of some clearing.
Yep, I'm going to move out of this clearing.
A move action in route is moving any number of warriors from one clearing to an adjacent clearing. So she can move up to 7 of her warriors here.
I'm going to move 4. And then I'm going to fight in this clearing. I'm going to fight this lone marquee warrior. And I assume we're going to see a battle screen to show how the battle works. But we're going to roll 2 12-sided dice with amounts 0 through 3. and as the attacker, I get the higher of them. I also score an extra hit, I believe, because of my particular leader.
Yeah, so you can see she lost a warrior, but the enemies also lost their warrior. And now, in unquestioned control of the clearing, she is able to build in a mouse clearing. And at the end of the turn, she gets a victory point for having 2 roosts out.
Yeah.
The cat draws a card at the beginning of its turn that determines what kind of actions it takes. It has decided to do battle with us. This is a turn of great violence in fox clearings. So, like she said, 2 dice are rolled. They are numbered 0 through 3. The attacker deals hits equal to the higher die number. The defender deals hits equal to the lower. So it is always pretty advantageous to attack in this game. Okay, victory point for the cats for building a sawmill when they already had a sawmill on the table. All right, so let's talk about this outcast concept. Every time a player discards a card over the course of the round, it goes into this pile on our board called the Lost Souls pile. At the beginning of the lizard turn, whichever suit has the most cards in the Lost Souls pile becomes the outcast suit, and then we move our Lost Souls out to the discard pile. The outcast suit is the type of clearing that we can do conspiracies in. So we didn't have the ability to perform any conspiracies at the beginning of the game because conspiracies cost acolytes. We didn't have anything in our acolyte box. But since last turn we were able to place 2 warriors in our acolyte box, we have some resources to work with here. And in fact, we actually have 4 acolytes right now because every time one of our warriors gets killed while playing defense, they become an acolyte. They are martyred and become fuel for our future religious nonsense. So we have a couple of different kinds of conspiracies available through spending our acolytes. It is worth noting that only as a conspiracy may I initiate battle. We don't actually have a normal combat action. We can also convert enemy warriors directly into our own warriors. And obviously we have to do this stuff in fox clearings, in clearings of the outcast suit. So I'm just going to play convert. And then I am once again going to play convert. And this is my clearing now. Okay, and then we're out of acolytes, so we move on to daytime where we do rituals. I'll tell you, I would love to build a garden. So let's reveal a non-bird card to place a garden in a clearing that we rule, matching the revealed card. That puts down a little garden in Foxtown. And on our player board, you can see here, when we take the scoring ritual, we score a number of points based on how many gardens of the ritual card suit we have. So I need to build up multiple gardens of the same type in order to be able to score victory points on my turn. Also, as long as I have 2 gardens of a suit out, we get to draw an extra card at the end of our turn. Obviously, it would be lovely for me to be drawing more cards. Unfortunately, right at this moment, there's not a ton I can do about it. I don't control any other clearings where we could fight. But I can start working toward control by, say, revealing a rabbit card and recruiting again at this clearing. Ownership of a clearing is determined usually by the number of pieces in the clearing. Whoever has the most warriors plus buildings owns the clearing. That's why this one here is still cat owned. You can see the little orange sort of tabard hanging here. There are some exceptions to this rule though. If birds are tied with somebody else for ownership, birds always win ties. They are the lords of the forest. And lizards, in fact, always rule clearings where they have any gardens, regardless of any other rulership. Like I said, I think the rules for this game are mostly pretty simple, but there's a lot of little ins and outs of each faction that you have to pay attention to. It makes one game with one set of factions extremely different from a game with a different set of factions, which is the thing I really value about the game. All right, so we played all of our rituals. I am able to craft I think I'm still going to hold my cards. We're going to draw one card again at the end of the turn here. 5 is the hand size maximum. So if we had more than 5 cards, we'd have to discard afterward. But I'd like to have as many things in hand as possible, obviously, so that we can perform as many rituals as possible during our turn.
So I'm adding a card to my decree. I'm adding a mouse card.
Okay, mouse
I
to
have a
recruit.
mouse clearing, and I can do up to 2 cards, but I feel like
Yeah.
now,
Expanding the decree quickly means you're performing more actions per turn, but it also gives you a lot of responsibilities and requirements. Okay, so she did her 2 recruits. Now she's got to move. And presumably she is going to move some warriors up to this other mouse clearing with the hopes of building in it.
Yep. And then I'm gonna attack this cat situation. That's
Yep. So the area has 4 different leaders. Amabel has chosen to start this game as the commander. So as attacker in battle, she deals an extra hit even beyond what the dice say, which is what that UI element was trying to tell us there. She builds her roost and ends the turn gaining 2 points. Amabel, what's it like to be in the lead?
it's all right.
Okay, cats are
All
moving.
right, so it all falls apart on me.
Cats are moving on the rabbit clearings. You can see here they rolled a 3 on the attack die, but the amount of hits you can deal in a clearing is limited by the number of warriors you have to deal those hits. Since they only had 1 person there, they could only kill 1 of my lizards. Okay, this is all fine. We're banking acolytes. The people of the forest see this mistreatment and they will respond. How's the discard pile going right now? Nobody's discarded anything in quite some time.
Discards aren't really my thing generally.
Yeah. Okay, so rabbits are the outcasts. You know, I think the pile had been cleared already by the time I looked. Because yeah, the mechanical marquise discards the card they draw for their order. So they drew a rabbit card, it went into the pile, and thus it was the only card in the pile, so rabbits. Rabbit is exactly what I was hoping for, because I need to do something about this clearing up here. They are acquiring a lot of buildings, and it's not okay. There is a conspiracy that we have that allows us to simply replace an enemy building with our own in a clearing of the outcast suit. I mean, that's pretty powerful. Maybe we should do that. The thing is, I have 4 acolytes, right? So I only get to do, if I do this, which costs 3 of them, I won't get to convert a warrior. And I wonder if I should convert instead. No, let's flip this sawmill into a garden. Whenever you take an action that removes an enemy building from the map, you gain a victory point, which is what that little +1 was. Hooray, we're on the board. We no longer have 0. I am going to absolutely recruit in this rabbit clearing. We're gonna have to get ready. Some stuff is gonna have to happen in that rabbit clearing. Then I guess I recruit Fox, like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm taking control of this clearing. This is mine now. Lizard owned. And then I sure do have some bird cards here. So there are reasons that you might not always want to reveal all of the cards in your hand. This card here is an ambush card that you can play as a surprise at the start of battle to deal 2 immediate hits to the attacking player, and you have to use it in a suit in a clearing that matches the suit of the card. Obviously, ambush bird is pretty powerful. You might not want to reveal an ambush bird if you have one, but you can't use ambush cards against the robot. And I don't think that Amabel is going to be attacking me anytime soon. I think she and I are both mostly worried about the bot at this point in the game. So I'm just going to go ahead and reveal Ambush Bird. Also, the fact that you now know I have Ambush Bird in my hand makes you less likely to want to attack me in the future. So,
Yeah.
all right, now I'm allowed to craft, and I think I am. Rabbit Partisans is just I don't think it's a very good card. Discard all your cards except rabbits is like so dangerous for us. I think I'm going to not actually craft anything here because I think I want to hold that rabbit. We are now drawing 2 cards because we have an extra card draw from having 2 rabbits on the table. And then I got to discard down. I'm going to discard Saboteurs and also this card, Arms Trader. Okay. I'm trying to hold on to my rabbit and fox suited cards so that we can keep affecting those clearings. Just getting a bunch of birds all the time is really not ideal for us. Also, we have to remember when we discard things, they go to the Lost Souls pile, and so I could have affected what the Lost Souls will be for next turn, but it's hard to be certain because the other players are going to discard cards too, and it's hard to control the lizards. Okay, that's a lot of movement. So, Amabel has crafted a card. Boats, the birds have the ability to treat the rivers as paths between the clearings. That seems pretty good. You have to do a rabbit recruit and a mouse recruit. All right, and then 3 moves. These can be executed in any order, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So they have to move out of a fox clearing at some point this turn, and then also they have to execute 2 other moves. Okay, so there's 1.
Oh wait, did I? Yes. No, I'll make sure I'm doing this correctly.
Okay. I see. And then moving some people up to the mouse clearing in the corner, yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
Fight.
All right, so a total of 4 hits. Obviously, there's only 1 enemy to assign hits to. And then you got to build in mouse.
Even though they rolled the 3, since they only have 1 person, they could only do 1 hit against me, so.
All right, I'm getting a little nervous.
Well, here's the thing.
All right, cats.
How am I gonna build in a mouse clearing next turn?
Cats are going rabbit again. That's not ideal. But they didn't get enough hits to destroy my garden. They just killed all my warriors. Wow. That's an awful lot of cats over there all of a sudden. So, during the beginning of the turn phase, when we determine the outcast suit, if it's the same as the last turn's outcast suit, they become the hated outcasts. And when you have a hated outcast suit, all your conspiracies are reduced in cost by 1 acolyte. So we have 6 acolytes due to losing a ton of people in battle and also playing a lot of bird cards last turn. And we have these super, super cheap conspiracies. So we're gonna do some work here. First of all, let's sanctify. I'm gonna sanctify this workshop for 2 acolytes. Then we're going to use the convert action here twice to put myself in a little bit more in control of that clearing. And now I have to consider, I have 2 acolytes left. We could start a fight. Or I could convert another building. I'm a little leery of just like flipping an undefended building to a garden. Because they're just going to burn it down and take the site back. And every time we lose a garden, we have to... Where is this listed? Somewhere in here there's a rule about the gardens. Anytime we lose a garden, we have to discard a card at random from our hand, which is obviously very bad news for us. So there is that consideration. The other thing I'm considering is maybe flipping this roost over here because I'm a little worried about how many points Amabel is scoring.
I'd rather you didn't do that.
Same concern there. Obviously, you'll just destroy it and you'll get the thing back, but it will hamper your scoring mechanism. And I do value that.
I am collapsing next turn.
Sure.
I'm obviously collapsing. So
yeah, but you're collapsing with 4 roosts on the table. Like that's not collapsing makes you take a turn off, but it doesn't actually necessarily harm your material position very much.
I mean, I do lose points though.
Yeah, but it doesn't harm your material. You're not even arguing with me when you're arguing with me. I'm gonna do this. I'm sanctifying your roost.
Jerry Jeff says that they've been adoring your playthrough of the Ice Age DLC for Reyes 2.
That's very kind of you. Thank you. I'm having a lot of fun with it. That game is rad. I'm going to recruit some more rabbit folk here. Let's really make sure that this is defended because that's a lot of clearing. I'm also going to use my fox to build in this little fox clearing down here. Perhaps asking for trouble. And then, listen, we all know I just have a bunch of bird cards, right? Like, here's all my birds. Including this bird ambush. Oh, what a thing to reveal. All right, we're allowed to craft some stuff using buildings in the outcast suit. I have 3 rabbit buildings, so we are allowed to build up to 3 rabbits worth of cards. I'm going to construct some woodland runners. So this gets me a little boot token and also a point. The item tokens don't really do anything for most factions. They're just little tokens you accumulate, but the crafting cards give you points, and that's good. All right, we're going to draw a bunch of cards now because we have 2 different suits of gardens in the draw extra cards region. And then I got to discard back down to 5. Honestly, let's drop crossbow and ooh. So I'm gonna seed a card. Ooh. I'm trying to figure out what I think the outcast suit's gonna be next turn. It's tough because the cats are gonna throw a card into the discard pile no matter what. So there's always a little bit of randomness with the way their thing works, and I have no idea if you're gonna discard stuff. But it's important to remember, like when you're playing against a lizard player, the stuff you craft or just like cards you play during your turn may alter the outcast suit, and so you have that ability to kind of like mess with their stuff. I'm gonna discard rabbit partisans. That'll be the end of my turn. All right, so the scores are pretty tight here, 6-5-4 at the moment. Amabel needs to construct a roost in a rabbit clearing where she does not, or a mouse clearing where she does not currently have a roost, in order to prevent collapse this turn.
Yeah.
And that's pretty unlikely because the only such clearing is all the way over here on the left side of the board.
Oh, yeah, no, and I'm also screwed because I have to be able to recruit.
Yep.
In a rabbit clear.
So she can't recruit in a rabbit clearing anymore because she no longer has a roost in a rabbit clearing. So she's going to be able to execute one of her recruits here, and then she's fallen into disorder. The Eyrie has entered turmoil. Their leader is deposed. She has to pick a new leader who will have a different special ability. She loses a victory point for each bird card that was in the decree. And then her turn goes to evening phase. So she effectively loses a turn while the bird society sort of sorts itself out. She has selected the charismatic eagle, who places 2 warriors with each recruit action. Oh god, the cats drew bird. Okay, so during escalated daylight, the robot goes nuts. There's going to be a great deal of violence. The good news is, there's no way they can possibly get to our gardens. We just put too many bodies in front of them. And also, they're going to generate a bunch of accolades for me by killing my units, which is, you know, it's of some value. I sure wish I was killing their units in response. You know, I don't mind my guys dying, but it's when they fail to kill, that's a little bit of a shame. Okay, and recruiting and building and, yeah. Moving more cats into harassment positions. And more fighting. Yeah, basically when the mechanical marquise draws a bird card, they just take all of the actions that are available to them instead of just the ones of a certain suit. And it can get a little messy. Wow. Great work, everybody. Just a big slap fight going down in that clearing. Okay. So, Lost Souls pile remains rabbit. There was one rabbit discard, then everything else was birds, I think. I gotta be honest with you, I'm not the most excited about that. I was kind of hoping that it would switch over to fox, but 6 is still pretty good. Oh, the other thing I should mention is I forgot to bring up. Each leader comes with two bird cards set in their decree by default. So she has chosen the one that is recruit and fight.
Yeah.
So we can expect to see a lot more violence in the near future here. All right. So I have 6 acolytes for performing conspiracies in rabbit clearings. I am going to perform convert on both of the birds in this bottom right clearing. This is mine now. I am defending it.
Oh, I don't care for that.
And then I think we're going to go sanctify on this workshop and 2 converts in that clearing as well.
Look how I have on the map compared to everybody else. This is mean.
Actually, this might have been an error on my part because I probably should have done a convert up there.
Yeah, probably.
Well, but the thing is I really wanted to get all these, because look, now I have all of my rabbit gardens out. So when I take the score action with this rabbit card, I will get a full 4 points. Also, that's ambush rabbit. In case you missed the card I revealed there, that was ambush rabbit. Just so that's clear to everybody. I think we probably ought to use this fox card to recruit fox. Reduce the likelihood that I will lose gardens. I'm going to recruit fox again with this other fox card. And then... do I want to reveal any more cards? You know what? Sure. I will, in fact, I'm going to recruit mouse in this clearing, revealing ambush mouse. And then why not reveal ambush bird for a sacrifice? Just so that's clear to you, Amabel. That's the number of ambush cards that I'm holding right now.
It's a lot of ambush cards. I understand that.
Okay. Just want to really drive that home. All right. I am drawing way too many cards per turn. Let's discard... probably don't need this fox. And I probably don't need... geez. This fox. It's actually really tough. Like I'm trying to like figure out what are my 5 actions next round going to be before seeing the round and also before knowing if I'm going to lose stuff. And so I have seeded rabbit, fox, fox into the Lost Souls pile. Let's see how that is affected by other players' actions. Amabel, what's going in the decree?
All right. What is the funniest thing I can do? Let's see. So I'm going to do a move from mouse. I'm going to put that in there.
That makes sense, sure. You have a lot of mouse clearings.
I'm going to craft this card.
Okay. Sorry, what was that?
So
Once
that,
in daylight, may spend a card to remove an enemy warrior from a matching clearing and place one of your warriors there. Oh, a propaganda bureau. You've set up your own little conversion factory.
I have, yeah.
Let me get this. There we go. Okay. All right. So, recruit. And remember, for each recruit action she performs, she gets 2 warriors. Oh, she's converting. Amabel, I just converted that guy. Do you have no concern for the fragile mental state that warrior must be in at this point? All right, double recruit up there. People got to move from a mouse clearing, so where are they moving to? Okay, well. Do you think that I am your biggest threat right now?
Maybe.
Yeah, I'm gonna ambush bird.
Okay.
I still might lose my garden. Okay, I didn't. And I didn't get any of you in response. That's a shame. But at least I didn't lose the bird. Alright, and as long as she maintains these three roosts, she will continue to gain 2 points at the end of every turn. Although, never mind. The cats have violenced through that one. Okay. That's pretty much what I expected. It's sort of a weird thing, right? Because, like, acolytes are very valuable to me. It is often the case that I advance a warrior into enemy territory, and I'm like, either this is the start of me building up a bunch of warriors, or you're going to kill this guy, and then I'll just, I'll make hay off of his violent death. It's a strange faction. Alright, so, because I played that ambush, we only have 4 cards to work with. Also, the outcast suit changed, so we are on Fox now, and we only have enough acolytes to perform 1 Fox conspiracy. Also, I should note that the keep token makes it so that opponents cannot build or place pieces in the clearing with the keep. So, like, I can't use a Sanctify on this sawmill because I can't take actions that would cause me to put a garden down. The keep token is removable. You can deal damage to it in combat. So, we could just go over there and burn it down. But for the moment, there's not a lot I can do. I think what I am going to do is perhaps unwisely convert this. We'll sanctify that. I don't have enough conspiracy. I don't have enough acolytes available to like make this a safe place, no matter what I do. So I'm just gonna rely on sort of brute forcing it here, because we are actually at a pretty fair number of gardens on the board, and I'm just trying to score points right now. So I'm going to, whenever we take the score action, we discard the card we use for it. It's not just, unlike the other ones, it's not just a reveal. So I'm going to discard Charm Offensive to score Rabbit Clearings for 4 points, because all my Rabbit Clearings are out. I am going to recruit Fox in an attempt to keep that clearing alive. I'm going to recruit Mouse here for sure. Or recruit Rabbit there for sure, sorry. And then we're also going to recruit Mouse here, I suppose, for that same reason, right? Like either I'm building force or I'm getting an acolyte. He'll do something. And then I may craft using my my Fox Gardens. I'm going to craft some Fox Folk Steel, which is worth 2 points.
You have so many points.
I do. And then at the end of my turn, I draw 3 cards. Put myself exactly on draw to full. And there's Rabbit Fox in the discard pile. In the Lost Souls pile, rather. So we shall see. Okay. I am over here trying to win the game, you know? Yeah, Robin, I think the lizard cult represents a certain kind of real world force really well. This is at its heart a counterinsurgency game, right? And it uses the adorable cartooniness to sort of like skate on some of the political implications of representing particular forces in particular ways, I guess. It takes some of the edge off. Whereas if you were to represent them with like humans, there would be almost no way, even if you were trying to do it neutrally, there'd be almost no way to represent or to avoid creating obvious like visual parallels to real world groups or whatever. Hey Amabel, what's your play?
I'm trying to decide.
So she put down an extra recruit, which remember means an extra 2 birds per turn. She is massing up. She has also added a bird card to the build part of the decree, which is a big deal. Now you have to control the clearing that you want to build in, right? Yes, a clearing you rule. So remember, you don't rule a clearing that has a garden in it, even if you are.
That's right.
Outnumbering.
Yeah. So I was tempted to try to go to that fox clearing where you're at and try to clear you out, but I need to do at least 3 hits with you having ambush cards. That doesn't feel viable. So this is a safer play.
Yep, that's pretty good. All right, the slow march of bird points. This could be pretty bad for me too, actually. And it was. They dealt enough damage to hit my warrior and my building. So second second garden lost means second card discarded. That is going to significantly hamper my ability to score points.
You're doing?
So Lost Souls is mouse right now. Okay. No, it ended up being fox by the end of their turn. So that's good news because that makes it hated fox. So I can take some more actions. I do only have 3 acolytes, which is a shame, and I also only have 3 cards in my hand. And not to spoil things too much, but I'm a little suit shorted here. Now that I've had to discard a bunch of cards at random. So I'm a little worried about, like, where am I going to be able to do fox stuff that I can hold on to is the real question. I guess I'm gonna keep pushing, because the Sanctify scores me a point when it happens. Like, I'm pretty far up the ladder, right? I'm gonna convert one of these. I'm just gonna make their lives really difficult. I'm just gonna keep scoring points as best I can. Maybe it's too early to be in like sprint to the end mode, but so sadly, we don't have any rabbit, so we can't score a rabbit this turn. Oh no, I have a rabbit. I am scoring rabbit. Actually, the thing is, this card can be built. Well, I can only craft with the outcast suit. This card isn't a fox. Yeah, I'll just go ahead and score 3 points because I don't have quite as many rabbit gardens as I used to. And then, no, not score, recruit. We're gonna recruit mouse twice. And I guess it's gonna be up here. Because I think I can pose an actual threat now. Yeah. Alright, I have no crafting ability. I do still get to draw 3 cards. So we get to fill back up and then probably lose a bunch of these cards.
Okay, what am I doing?
Lost Souls pile right now is just a rabbit.
Okay, that gives me 2 moves. Alright.
I've seen a lot of people saying a lot of things with redactions in them in the chat, and I appreciate thank you everybody for trying not to nudge me or spoil me on stuff. I really do appreciate it. Okay, so
hang on.
Okay.
I can.
So you added a
Wait.
card to your move.
I did, but
I apologize that we're a little less attentive to chat since we're both playing the game today. I will say,
I'm trying to undo. Okay, let me
okay.
try this a different way.
All right, what are you putting in your decree, Amabel?
I'm gonna. Okay.
Okay, another recruit. So there is a limited number of warriors. You have a limited number of figures. Okay, a recruitment conversion happens there. How many warriors do you have left? 10. 10 in your reserve. Okay. That's still a lot. You're going to be able to put a lot of pressure on the table. All right, so there's mouse recruit and rabbit recruit. Okay.
Okay, and then
move from mouse. Which horrible thing is about to happen? Okay.
Well, here's the thing.
Yeah.
I can do a battle just on your garden.
Yeah, you choose which player you're attacking. So indeed, and because I have nobody there, the fact that I rolled a 3 on my combat die doesn't mean anything. I lose a garden. I lose a card.
And now I have the majority here.
Yep, and so you can build here.
So I can build the roofs.
Yep, no, that's pretty good.
I was going to try to make a play over for this cat mouse clearing 9. But I thought, wait a second. I can use this card to just get rid of your lizard. So you're not going to ambush me.
Yeah, no, that's pretty smart.
Yeah.
That's pretty smart.
I did okay.
All right, the Marquise has drawn... Oh, no, the Marquise drew bird. All right, well, some blood is about to hit the sand. Cool. Never mind. Everybody lives. The robots are a little too excited and they can't figure out how to do combat. All right. I feel like that's basically the optimal outcome for me. Is I lose people, but I kill all the enemies. This is a little scary.
Now I'm hoping now that I actually lose some birds, so I'm able to recruit next turn.
Oh yeah. If you can't complete your recruit because you don't have enough bird tokens, that's still an uncompleted order. That's
so
interesting.
I'm pretty close to collapse again coming into my next turn, so I have to manage that very carefully.
There's
what I really like about the bird is the tension there of it's going to break.
Yeah, you have to avoid getting too much of a good thing going because it will tip your society over just as much as too little. What are these cats doing? Dude. Alright, 2's not very good for me.
I like how big and silly your face is. your people's.
Oh, you mean also in the game? Yeah.
I also.
Because if there's anything that is true in real life, it is that I do have a big and silly face. This fucking this bird turn, their escalated action thing, just horrifying. So much blood.
Yeah, I haven't encountered that.
Yeah, because I'm always in front of them. Here's the thing.
No, I haven't played with the mechanical marquee. Except for these 2 games with you.
Here's the thing. Now they've fucked up because they didn't flip the outcast suit. I successfully put enough foxes in the Lost Souls pile. And they filled my Acolyte box. So I'm about to conspiracize just absolutely all over the place. First of all, this is my building. No one is allowed to say otherwise.
Was mine. I'm not the. Oh man.
Secondly, convert
No.
and convert and convert. This is my building. All right. We still have 4 acolytes left. I am able to move from an outcast clearing and then battle in the destination clearing if I would like to. And the thing is, I would like to. I'm going to take this set of lizards. We're going to move exactly one of them over here.
No, that. I'm not the one that's beating you up.
But you're the one where I can get a victory point.
Oh man.
If the opposing player has no warriors, they are considered defenseless, and you get a free hit. So even if I had rolled 0 on both the dice, that would have worked. Okay, it's important to score victory points when you have the ability to score victory points. I'm going to leave the other 2 acolytes in the box for next turn. Whew. All right. So we are still able to score rabbits. We have not lost so many rabbit gardens that I can't score points on them anymore. But I am only getting 2 points per score, and so I am wondering if I should use this to just build or like recruit. Because like this garden is defenseless now. You know what? I am going to continue kind of just like going for broke here. I'm going to use my rabbit card to score. 2 points. Then I am in control of a clearing here. So I'm going to reveal a mouse card to build a garden in that clearing. And then I'm going to build a second garden in that clearing, revealing ambush mouse. So leave me the hell alone. All right, I can't craft any of these cards. I get to draw 4 cards at the end of my turn now because all of my suits are in extra card territory. And then I got to discard something because that's not how the game works. I will discard, I think, Fox. I think I'm going to discard a Fox. Yeah, let's discard this gently used knapsack. Okay.
You are 6 points away from winning.
I am 6 points away from winning. I am pushing very hard. I would love to win. That would be so fun for me.
That's okay.
All right. I'm sorry. Did you add a bird to the attack column of your decree there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hang on. I can't. Wait. Why can't I do? Oh, man. Oh, I don't have the card for that clearing. Oh, that's why. Okay.
Can you speak into the microphone a little bit more?
I am sorry. I just am looking at my situation and despairing.
Okay. All right, converting another one of my lizards. Yeah. So in order to
I wanted to convert. Go ahead.
In order to stop me from being an imminent victory threat, Amabel needs to destroy some of my gardens. One of my garden suits is only barely scoreable, and the other 2 could be brought down. So she's got to destroy my buildings while making sure that the decree keeps running for as long as possible, because this would be a real awkward time to fall apart. Yeah, I don't care for that. Interesting. What a weird... Okay. Interesting. I fully expected both the attacks were gonna...
Oh, I can do that. That's right. I forgot. I forgot I could do that. Now I wish I could undo that, because now I can't take my action.
All right, you have caused me to
Right,
discard a
wow.
card. Right, and you can't build here because you don't rule, because gardens overrule everybody.
Because I didn't do... I should have... Oh, I forgot I could do both in the same...
Okay, well...
All right.
The area of entered turmoil. The eagle is vanished. Gee, where'd he go? So the birds must generate a new leader. They have chosen the woodpecker, the builder. So the builder gets full points when crafting cards, which is not usually how the birds work. Usually the birds only get 1 point per craft. Okay. This guy's dead, obviously. I took one of them with me. I think it's about the best I could hope for. Sweet revenge. Okay. Yep. So we lose a rabbit clearing. So on your turn, you knocked my mouse clearings out of scoreability.
You're welcome.
He's about to knock my rabbit clearings out of scoreability as well. So now I can, the score action can score me a maximum of 2 points on my turn. Also, all of my cards are gone. I'm having a very rough turn for living. But, you know, the good news is, I got a lot of acolytes. Outcast switch to mouse. That's interesting. Okay. So we have 5 acolytes with which to do mouse stuff. It does feel like it's pretty important that I convert cat buildings, right? Cat player is catching up rapidly. I don't know that I'm going to be able to do so in a way that I can defend at all, which is a real shame. But we gotta reduce the number of cats that he's producing. So let's sanctify this recruiter, get a point for sanctification, then also convert a cat in that clearing to give myself the best possible chance to hold on. And then, if I'm able to build, can I build a fox? No, the fox clearings, yes, I can. I can build it and then score fox. Or I could just recruit and try to hold on to this a little bit better. But like I said, I think I'm pretty close to the end here. I am going to build in this clearing. Keep in mind, I rule this clearing because I already have a garden here. So we're going to build with this one. And then we're going to do the score ritual with this card, discarding it. That gets me 3 points. And then, during the end of turn phase, I can craft with my mouse buildings. And in fact, I have a 2-point craft to take me to 30.
Congratulations.
Amabel, we did it. We called it.
Well, you did it. I'm the one that got killed.
Yeah, sorry.
12 points.
Sorry that we was not. I did not mean to include you in that we. That was
It was the royal we.
That was a we the lizards.
Okay.
Hooray! Lizard cult wins. That's Root. That's a game of Root. Hey Amabel,
Yeah.
how you feel about one more?
Are you still playing the lizards, or are you playing a different one?
I'll play a different faction.
Okay. Yeah.
Was that? Were you gonna say no if I said I was gonna play lizards again?
I don't know. We'll just leave that as a something for the viewer to ponder.
Okay, that seems like a yes. That seems like you were gonna play. You were gonna say no. All right. I am gonna change things up. Are you gonna change things up?
No. Are you kidding? I have played at least, at this point, 75 games of Root. I have never played anything but the birds. I've always been the Airy every time.
All right. Well.
As it should be. I'm not good at it. I understand that, but this is how I get better.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. We'll do something kind of interesting. I'm gonna also play as a heavily military faction, and I'm gonna put in one of the less military robots.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, we'll do it like this. Okay, so same password as before,
Okay.
and okay, game is up. Should be joinable.
All right, I'm just looking for it now. Yeah, I mean, the lizards are really annoying. I mean, everyone's really annoying, right? Everyone has these rule breaking things that are obnoxious.
Yeah.
Okay, is the password case sensitive?
Yes.
Is that a runner? Is that
No.
good?
It's a running gag if it doesn't annoy me. Those are the rules. Okay, so welcome to another game. Here we do not have a cat. The robot is playing the Automated Woodland Alliance. So I don't actually know how this particular automata plays. We're gonna learn some stuff live here. So Amabel is selecting a roost.
This is the first time I played a game without the cat in it.
Yeah.
Literally, in all the games I really
So
played.
there is an order in which the factions set up. Birds are second in the setup order behind cats, who are first. So if there's a cat player, the cat player selects a corner, and then the bird gets assigned the opposite corner. If there is no cat player, the bird player gets to pick their corner, so she has selected top left. And then I, as another heavily military faction, get assigned the opposite corner from you. So I am playing the Underground Duchy, a sort of monarchist mole civilization who has burrowed their way into the forest and intends on taking over. But let's talk about this. Let's talk about this automated alliance right quick here. So, in battle as defender with any alliance warriors, you deal an extra hit. They get a free hit against us when they're playing on defense. Whenever a human removes a sympathy token or moves warriors into a sympathetic clearing, they must discard a matching card. If they cannot, point for bot. The bot, of course, has no hand. This is true of all the robots. If a human would take a card from a bot, the human draws a card from the deck instead. If a human would give a card to a bot, the bot scores a VP instead. And, of course, ambush cards cannot be played against bots. So, during Birdsong, they're going to flip a card off the top of the deck. That's their order card for the turn. They craft their order card and gain a point if it is one of the crafting cards. Then remove all enemy pieces from the ordered sympathetic clearing with the most enemy pieces and place the ordered base there. So the ordered is referring to the suit on the order card. If the order card is a bird, you do this in daylight instead. And then public pity. If you did not revolt this turn, that previous step, spread sympathy twice. So this means they have these little sympathy tokens that look like little green hands that indicate, this is obviously an insurgent faction among the mice and foxes and rabbits trying to drive out the militarized factions. Then, during their daylight, they're going to place a sympathy token in the ordered clearing with the fewest enemy warriors adjacent to a sympathetic clearing. If they can't, because all their sympathy tokens are down, they gain 5 points instead. We need to not let that happen. And then they organize in each clearing with a base and 3 or more alliance warriors. Remove all alliance warriors there and spread sympathy. So they're just gonna build sympathy across the land, and we need to stop them from doing that. But also, there are costs to entering their clearings, and they deal extra damage on defense. So it's a pain in the ass to fight them, but we must. My deal as the duchy. First of all, whenever any duchy building is removed, I must return my swayed minister of highest rank and discard a card. And you can see here, these are my ministers. As I acquire, as I sort of tempt royals over to my cause over the course of the game, we're going to gain some extra abilities. You can see here, like take an extra move, initiate an extra battle, stuff like that. But there are costs, of course, to be paid. So during Birdsong, we place 1 warrior plus 1 warrior for each of my little citadel symbols that's uncovered into the burrow, which is this special area that is not on the map. Here, we just have this little starting area for our guys. Then during daylight, we can take 2 actions from this list. Build, reveal a card to place a building in a matching clearing that we rule. Recruit, place a warrior in the burrow. Dig, spend a card to place a tunnel token in a matching clearing with no tunnel, and then move up to 4 warriors from the burrow into that clearing. And then move and battle, which are just, they function as normal. Then I get to take the action of each one of my swayed ministers. And then once per turn, I may reveal cards matching clearings that have my pieces in them to sway a new minister. To sway the lowest ranking guy, I need 2 such cards. To sway a noble, I need 3. And to sway a lord, I need 4. And as you can imagine, the abilities on the nobles and lords are better. And then, discard down to hand size and stuff. And I can craft using my citadels and markets. So, citadels, when I build buildings, citadels increase the number of moles I get at the beginning of the turn. Markets increase the number of cards I draw. You got all that, Amabel?
I do.
Are you ready to handle it? Okay. Who did you pick as your leader this game? The Despot. Starting with move and build. If you remove at least 1 enemy building or token in battle, score 1 point in addition to the points that would normally be scored from such a thing. So that's pretty cool. All right, so I get 2 actions.
Yeah. While you're doing that, chat is mentioning that the mole picture is adorable. Yeah, the art
in this game is fantastic.
This game. Yeah, Kyle Farrett is a really talented. Hot take. Kyle Farrett is a really talented artist.
Yeah, it's a pretty good follow on social media as well.
And then people are debating whether I am bird-brained or cat-brained. So I don't know how.
I would have to say cat-brained, in my experience.
Is it because I like a mischief?
Well, and it's also because every time I give you control of the TV, you put on YouTube videos. There's just like 8 hours of birds in a clearing that are clearly made for cats to watch.
You mean videos for cat to watch 8-hour bird bonanza?
That is exactly the video I'm talking about. I'm going to choose to build a market in this fox clearing over here. And then, sorry that I keep looking at my board because I don't really know how to play the moles. I think I'm going to just recruit with my other action. And then I'm allowed to sway minister. And I don't have enough buildings on the table to sway a noble or a lord yet. So I'm going to reveal any card to place a citadel or market in any clearing you roll. Yeah, let's take this guy. So I reveal my two bird cards, which obviously match the two clearings of my guys here. And then I can use my market to craft these fox partisans, but I'm going to hold the card. So I built the market so that I would draw more cards because I need lots of cards to recruit lots of moles. You know?
Yeah. All right, so I'm looking at my options here.
So this game's going to play out a little bit more like a classical territorial war game with the complication of the uprising sort of in the middle of everything.
Yeah. Okay, if I do... I mean, that feels right. Okay. So I'm placing the fox in the move.
Okay.
Just an ambush card, but I don't need it. And I'm placing the rabbit in the build.
All right.
I'm just going to go for it. I'm going to craft this crossbow for a point. Why not?
Sure.
Why not? Why not get a point?
I thought about playing Vagabond so that we could see the item tokens come into play a little bit more, but I decided I wanted to see a different automated faction. And if I was going to play Vagabond, I feel like the automated player would have to be cats again. just to make sure there's enough sort of like military stuff going on. Yeah, with more players, I think this game really sings with 4 players. The so like the complications of the interplay between the different factions are just, they're so cool. That's a very aggressive building strategy there, Amabel.
Yeah, it sure is. We'll see how it works for me.
All right, so sympathy is being spread. The mice are revolting. They're putting out a lot of tokens and stuff. So once again, let's review really quickly the critical rules here. Whenever a human removes a sympathy token or moves any warriors into a sympathetic clearing, they have to discard a matching card. If they can't, robot gets a point. So a sympathetic clearing is just any clearing that has a sympathy token in it. So they have a limited number of sympathy tokens, and at the end of their turn, they are scoring points. Right? Is it at the end, or when is it that they score the points for the sympathy tokens? It's when they place them. Okay. So we have to be careful about how many of these we allow to be on the board. Seems like it's going to be a little bit more of a you problem than a me problem because they're moving.
Yeah.
They're placing right in front of you very quickly. That said, I do have some thoughts about some of these clearings over here. Let's perform a move. I'm going to move a warrior, just one, over here, just to take some ownership. And then after I take my 2 normal actions, this guy is going to let me reveal any card to place a citadel or mark it in any clearing, matching or not, that I rule. So I think I'm going to recruit again. Then my squire lets me build. I'm going to build here, even though I don't have a rabbit. Yeah. Reveal that. That lets me put down a card, and I think I'm gonna go mark it again. It just takes a lot of cards to run this situation. And we're going to sway a squire by revealing fox and bird matching a different thing, because I have a fox building up here. Okay, and then I'm going to choose not to craft. I'm going to draw cards and actually have a full hand. Hooray!
I'm going to recruit from mouse clearing.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, and hang on, there's one. Okay.
Sweetie, can you get up on your mic a little bit?
I'm sorry, I thought I was right up against it.
You're good. You're good now.
Okay, my head was kind of. Okay.
Also, you gotta predict. You gotta. No muttering to yourself. You project
right.
Always.
I'm gonna craft for a point.
You can mutter to yourself on stream, but you have to stage mutter.
That's a stage mutter.
That's really more of a gentle hubbub. All right, so recruited from mouse, and now we got to get a couple of moves in here.
Okay, I'm gonna move 2 in here.
All right, so that's gonna require you to discard a fox.
But I don't have any cards, so they just get a point for that or whatever.
So they get a point. All right. Way to just give them a point. Same deal.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's an interesting gambit. You're making a lot of points. Holy shit. I may be this double market strategy might be too slow to deal with the thing that you're doing. That said, the Alliance is on it. They have taken over your roost and turned it into a recruiting building. So, okay. Sorry, I apologize. They reveal an order card. Then they remove all enemy pieces from the ordered sympathetic clearing with the most enemy pieces in it and place the ordered base there. They do only have one of each suit of base, so they can only do this a certain number of times. But then, if they didn't revolt, presumably because they are out of bases or they don't draw the right suit of card, then they spread sympathy twice, or once if they have 5 or more sympathetic clearings. Okay. We're going to have to start doing something. Don't care for this. I also don't like the thing where you gave them 2 points. I'm starting to get a little nervous. Okay. So in order to dig, I spend 1 card to place a tunnel token in a matching clearing and then move 4 warriors from the burrow to that clearing. Well, I know where I want to do it, but unfortunately I don't have any rabbits. But like we could run over here and maybe make something occur. Yeah, maybe. All right, I'm gonna try to get aggressive with them a little bit. So I am performing a dig to this mouse clearing using this card. I'm moving all 4 of the warriors that I'm allowed to move with this dig action. Outrage is triggered. I will discard a mouse card. And then I think it is time to battle. We gotta do something, right?
Yeah.
Is violently oppressing the uprising the right move? I don't know. I do know that I killed their sympathy token. So that's a point. Removing a non-warrior thing from the board, usually a point. I'm going to Squire here. I'm going to place in this clearing a building. It is going to be the recruiting structure. I think I probably need to start bringing in more moles per turn. And then I get to execute a move with this guy. So I can always move people from the burrow to any clearing that has a tunnel token in it.
Mm-hmm.
And that is what I'm going to be doing. We're going to move up here to clearing 2. And then I have exactly enough cards to sway my final Squire level minister. 2 foxes, 2 fox buildings. Here comes the captain. All right, would I like to craft? I mean, if you would draw cards, you may instead take an ambush. You know what? I do think I want to craft this propaganda bureau. I think it's a good card. You proved last time, Amabel. That is a compelling idea.
It's a pretty good card.
And then we're drawing 3 cards anyway, so I need to get something out of my hand, or I was going to have to discard it.
Chances are I'm gonna crash out this turn, but
you have put yourself in a pretty rough position as far as expansion goes.
I'm gonna recruit Fox and Bird Battle.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm a little worried about the fact that everybody has twice as many points as I do.
And recruit. Then I'm gonna move here. Yeah. Get outraged. And I'm gonna move.
I'm so worried about their number of points. Wow. 3-0. They get their one automated hit for their ambush. But yeah, nice job. You removed their building and their outrage token.
I wasn't sure if that was gonna work.
Yeah, it required you to roll a 3. The math is a little weird in this game because of the fact that the attacker always gets the higher die.
Yeah, that's something I like about it.
Jesus Christ.
Actually.
Kato asking in the chat, what is the point limit? 30. A winner is decided at 30 points. So, yeah. This thing where both of my opponents are at 15 and I'm at 4, it's perhaps a little concerning. All right. So, I'm going to get a battle and a move and a build, potentially, for free after my initial set of actions here. I really want to end my turn with... Let me make sure I understand how this works. Reveal cards matching clearings with any duchy pieces to sway a minister. Yeah. So I would like to sway one of my big ministers this turn. So I need to maintain a certain number of cards in my hand, right? Which means I think we're not doing any builds because I'm good on... Oh, well, yeah, I will be. I will be good on this. So no build. I'm certainly going to attack over here. The question is just, what else am I doing? Because I think I'm going to move. Yeah, I think I'm going to move these 2 warriors to here. That doesn't need to happen right now, I guess. Yeah. Cancel. I'm going to move these 2 warriors to... Wait, no, sorry. Cancel. Cancel. Move these 2 warriors to here. Yeah, there we go. That's what I'm going to do. I'm just advancing my front a little bit. And then I'm going to perform a battle at this site. We're going to mark that sympathy token. How dare they spread into a place where I already have violence ready? The fools. Outrage indeed. Oh, wait. No, actually, that outrage is kind of bad. That's kind of an error on my part. It's fine. So now we're going to take a move action. I'm going to move these 2 up to here. It is a clearing in which there are alliance pieces, but there's not a sympathy token. And then we're going to take our battle in that clearing. Thanks, Captain. Come on, show me a 3. Ah, okay, well. So they get that free hit. We lost some people, but that burns a base off the board, and that is, worth remembering, another point for me. And I am so fucking desperate for points right now. And then we are going to go ahead and use the squire to construct a building in this clearing, because I need to have 3 fox buildings. Let's build a citadel. Need more moles. Okay. Then at the end of my turn, I have 3 buildings in fox clearings and 3... Wait, so hold on. It says no ministers available to sway. Do I misunderstand my rules? Amabel, do I know how to play this video game? Board game?
I'm not sure.
You may reveal cards matching clearings. Oh, it's clearings, not number of buildings per clearing. Amabel.
Okay, Robin.
I'm a big dummy.
Robin, I would never kidnap a pigeon. My love of pigeons is a deep-seated thing. I would never kidnap a pigeon ever.
So I can't then...
I'm interacting with chat.
Thank you. I appreciate that. That being the case, I don't have to build in this clearing anymore. It's no longer important that I build in that clearing. So I guess I'm going to build over here where I have more people to defend the building. Just backing up my turn a tiny bit. I'm not going to like try to undo the whole thing. That's pretty embarrassing though. I feel like a big idiot. Unfortunately, yeah, that's just bad play. Do I want to build? Yeah, I'll build. I have the ability to build this boot. I'll build a boot for a point. And then I'm done crafting. I forgot that I was going to have to discard the mouse for destroying the base. So that's why that went sideways. We're definitely discarding one of these fox cards. Silly me. What a misplay. And ordinarily, you know, a misplay is kind of like everybody screws up. But I'm a little worried about the pace that you and the computer are setting. This may be a game where I don't have time to make a misplay. Y'all are tearing it up over here.
Okay, I don't want to tap. I don't want to. Okay.
So that's a pretty full looking decree over there. 3 recruits, 3 moves, 1 battle, 2 builds. There are exactly 2 roosts left on your player board, so.
Yes, but I am going to go out this turn because
Yeah, it seems like.
I'm not going to be able to.
The double build is pretty severe.
Yeah. All right, so
All
we're
right.
going to do move. This fox.
So see, the biggest problem with what happened there is I slowed myself down. The move I took against the Automated Alliance was a good move for really setting them way back. I really screwed them up. But I paid a little bit too much of a price myself. And so what I did was I slowed down one of the other players, giving the other player just kind of like free reign here. Amabel's decree is going to crash, and that's going to kind of burn her out for a turn, and we're going to have to hope that that's good enough. Don't you? Oh, this is a cruelty. You recognize that I'm in last, right?
Oh, that wasn't as good as I wanted, though. But I still rule, so I should be able to
Yeah, you can construct
build
there.
here. All right, so I get 1 build. I can't build my other one, so I do go into turmoil.
All right.
Look, now I'm not even. Now I'm second.
That doesn't help me. I was already in third. I don't care which one of you two is winning. All right, hold on. Swaying leaders. Clearings with any duchy pieces. Okay, I don't have to rule the clearings. I just have to be in them. All right, they drew rabbit. So they are swaying, or they are putting sympathy in rabbit clearings. Okay. I'm getting a healthy number of duchy recruits now, which is pretty rad. So I really need to sway a big minister now. Really important. Amabel is in a position where she can potentially burn a bunch of sympathy tokens without having to move into them. And I'm just going to have to trust that she wants the green player not to win. So she's going to handle that.
Yeah, sure.
Which means my actions need to be more focused on my own buildup. In particular, I need to diversify the number of buildings I have, or the number of clearings I have buildings in. But for right now, the most important thing is I got to make sure I maintain a 4 set of cards that will let me sway a big minister, because now I'm like really behind on my tempo. So fox, fox, mouse, mouse, and rabbit are my building clearings. Oh no, sorry. Fox, fox, mouse, rabbit are my building clearings. So I can't build in any of those types of things. Building in a rabbit clearing is the thing I really need to do, but I don't actually have the option to do so right now. If I dig to one of the other rabbit clearings, they all have sympathy tokens in them, so I'll discard my other rabbit, and I kind of have to actually like take it pretty slow this turn. And I apologize, Amabel, for the lack of pressure that I am putting on because of that. So let's start by moving. I'm gonna move these guys out to this clearing. Let's take 4 people out of the burrow and send them up to Mousetown. Then I'm gonna move these 2 down to here. Yeah, and that's my basic actions. Then my ministers are going to allow a move from... No, sorry. I want to move these 2 warriors to here. Just reinforcing a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Then I can use my squire to build in a mouse clearing with a rabbit card. My formal here. We're going to put down another citadel. And then I'm going to stop activating ministers and sway a lord, which is going to give me some victory points and also a powerful lord. So I think it is... It's got to be the Earl of Stone, right? So here's 4 cards that I reveal. Swaying an Earl gets me 3 points. And then, would I like to craft? Once in daylight, you can exhaust an item in your crafted items box to take a move or initiate a battle. I do have a crafted item. I made that boot. So I think, actually... you know what? Crafting pieces adjacent. Yeah, I'm going to play this tunnels card. I'm going to craft this. So clearings with any of my crafting pieces are treated as adjacent for me, which is going to be helpful. Okay. And then I'm also going to craft... I think I'm going to hold a mouse. I'm also going to craft fox partisans. And then I'm going to stop crafting because I definitely want to make sure that I can hold on to a mouse card. Yeah, if I had played my mouse, I would not have a mouse at the end of the turn. Yeah, I'm going to discard this kind of crummy bird card. Crafting cards can only be used to craft as long as there are still tokens of the thing they make in the supply. We ran out of boots, so that card would not have been usable as a crafting card.
Yeah, I have a boot card and I can't, so I'm using it for a recruit. I'm gonna put this here.
Yes, Kato, that is exactly what is going to happen. I'm going to get that Earl's scoring bonus every turn. That is the value of swaying the 4-point characters. Obviously, it takes a lot of effort, and your opponents kind of have to not interfere with you doing it. And also, like, I'm going to get to do it for the first time on a turn where both of my opponents are in the 20s. So it seems very powerful because it is, but it's definitely not like out of line with what everybody else is doing at this point.
Okay. I'm required to move.
Yeah. From any
moving,
clearing.
I'm moving one person here because I have to move.
Sure.
I'm doing this so I can attack the sympathy token instead of attacking you.
Do you...
This is a negotiation game.
Yeah.
But...
No, I understand what you're doing.
Okay. All right.
All right. You have punked their sympathy token. And it's good. It's important. Their sympathy tokens have to go. Okay, they drew Fox. So their Fox base is already on the board, so they don't do a revolt. They're just spreading sympathy. I am recruiting. Notice I only have one warrior left in my reserve. Almost all of my warrior pieces are on the board now. So... I haven't actually used my propaganda bureau, but I might. So what are my building clearings right now? Mouse, mouse, mouse. Oh no, mouse, mouse, fox, rabbit, fox. So I can afford to lose a rabbit card. So I could flip somebody who's in a rabbit clearing. That's not actually helpful. Yeah, so I'm in this really constrained position here where if I want to be activating additional 4-point characters, I have to avoid moving into sympathetic clearings. The cost of a card is just very high for me, unfortunately. I may have to accept it. I may just have to accept it if I'm gonna keep them down at all. So what's in the threes? I get 2 points for activating a 3. Spend any number of cards of the same suit. Okay. This is grim. All right. Well, I can lose 1 card. I still kind of can't get to rabbits, though, huh? This is very awkward. Because, like, if I move to the fox clearing and I discard a fox, I can only match 3 appropriate clearings because I am... my hand is really awkwardly matched to where my buildings are. And I can never build in another rabbit clearing because they're frustratingly far away and also filled with enemies and sympathy and garbage. All right, I apologize, Amabel.
Why are you sorry?
Well,
You're
I'm
fine.
sorry because I'm not doing like as much harm as I could be doing. Let me execute a move.
Okay.
So I'm gonna move. I'm going to move a bunch of these guys to here. And then I'm going to recruit wouldn't help. See, I'm planning to move into clearing 5 and attack that sympathy token. And I don't want you to get touchy.
Okay.
But I also have all these. I also have like free moves and attacks. So I'm trying to figure out like how am I going to get maximum benefit.
Why would I get touchy?
Why indeed? You know what? Actually, looking at the position of the board, here's what I need to do.
Oh, I don't care for this.
Okay, outrage. I discard a rabbit. Then I'm done with my basic actions. I initiate a battle.
Okay.
I think this just has to happen, unfortunately.
Okay.
Oh no, outrage! Then I discard my other. Yeah, it is a shame. I'm gonna have to do a triple recruit here. So I'm gonna go ahead and score 1 point per citadel on the map. Obviously, no reason to delay on that. Then It's like I have the token. I have the tunnel token over there. I'm trying to think ahead. Make sure I'm not doing anything silly. It's so hard to imagine how I could possibly catch up. It's just is the problem I'm having. All right, let's So I could move forward into this clearing being not a clearing 10 not being adjacent to clearing 11 is really fucking me up too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I gotta move some of these dudes. No, I really can't. I'm just done. Life is hard, is the problem. I reveal 3 cards. I sway the banker. I get 2 points. I craft the League of Adventurous Mice.
Okay, that's a good one to craft.
And then I end my turn.
Okay. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 roosts, 6 roosts, which gives me 4 points at the end of the turn, right?
Do you have it?
I have it. Yeah.
Okay.
So I just figure out what bullshit I'm gonna do.
I needed to get 2 more turns at least. I couldn't see how I was gonna do it. I spent a while there figuring out could I soften my play and buy myself a turn by slowing you down enough, and the answer was no. And
so crafting phase, I'm crafting this card for 3 points.
Oh yeah, sure. Protection racket's pretty good.
And then
all you have to do is not collapse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me just do this real quick.
Yeah, good time to be the builder.
I
appreciate that.
Okay. I guess I'll attack.
How would you like to fight
here.
12 moles? All right. And then you go to 31 at the end of your turn. Yeah, that turn where I accidentally discarded an extra card because I forgot that outrage would be triggered by me destroying the sympathy token completely killed me. It was in fact the case that you were playing such an effective pressure game that I did not have time for one play mistake. Well done, sweetie.
I figured I should switch to the woodpecker because getting some builds would help me rush it. Thank you. You did really well the first game as well with the lizards.
Thank you. I agree with you. I did not do well this game. The sort of gentle implied. Yeah. So that's root. That's a little bit of root. What do you think? Do you want to play another one? You want to just...
I think that's enough for today.
Okay.
We can do another one another
Yeah.
so, you know.
Yeah. Let me pull up. Let me send us back to the gas cave here.
How am I sounding? How
Good.
audible am I? I've repositioned my microphone, so it's like, all right.
Let me turn the relaxed movement back on here. Okay. Hey, Amabel, guess what time it is?
Is it the time of the stream where we talk about things we've enjoyed and recommend things, and people in chat should recommend things as well?
Yeah, it's the post stream. It's the part where we talk about the things that we've loved this week. Try to expose people to things that they're gonna love as well.
What have you loved this week,
all
sweetheart?
That good stuff. Nothing. I've had a terrible week. I don't come back to me. You go first.
So, I saw a film that I had not seen since I was like 15 or 16. Johnny Guitar. Johnny Guitar still slaps. It's pretty good. it's a lurid fever dream of a Western, and everyone in it is like really horny for each other, but like are really mad that they're horny for each other. So they try to kill each other about it because they're all repressed. Also, there's like a allegory for McCarthyism in there. It's a really good film that everything works on an emotional level. Like the story, plot wise, doesn't make as much sense as it does within the dream logic of just these big emotions and these big vibrant colors. There is a shade of yellow that Joan Crawford wears that's just like, wow! I can't believe how yellow that is. You know, that 1950s color photography where everything is just super vivid and saturated, and I enjoyed watching it a lot. And you caught the tail end of it, and I don't think you enjoyed it as the tail end as much. You didn't have all the context, but
Well, yeah, I saw like 3 minutes of it. It's hard to be. It would be difficult
yeah,
to. What I saw seemed fine. You know,
yeah.
it didn't seem egregiously bad.
Now it's your turn.
Okay, it's good. I thought of some. I thought of some.
Okay.
So first of all, Amabel had seen very little of the X-Files previously. She had seen like a bunch of the first season and nothing from beyond that, and was not sort of like the X-Files is one of my like secret formative building blocks. I was so into the X-Files as a kid, and I absolutely love a bunch of it. So we have been watching selected X-Files, and that's I guess what I'm going to. This should be up. That's what I'm going to recommend. Is some of the X-Files. I mean, you can Google like a best episodes list, and mostly I agree with those with a lot of those lists. The Darren Morgan episodes are very strong. For those of you who love Breaking Bad and stuff, you might not know that Vince Gilligan kind of got his start, like his big TV breakthrough was writing on the X-Files, and almost all of the Vince Gilligan episodes, the ones that he wrote, are fantastic, including the one that he wrote that features a younger Bryan Cranston, titled Drive. We haven't watched that one yet, but it's a good one. Yeah, there's that. I like some of the Monster of the Week type episodes of the X-Files. I think a lot of the core mythology stuff is not as good. But there's a lot of really good episodes. Off the top of my head, big recommendations. Bad Blood, the one with the ghosts, the Christmas ghosts, which Amabel we will watch soon.
Okay.
And of course, Jose Chung's From Outer Space. I downloaded a bunch of cool looking horror movies, but I haven't watched any of them yet, so I can't comment. I couldn't possibly comment on whether or not they're actually good.
Is X-Files something you can just watch random episodes of? I mean, we've been watching random episodes, and
So here's the deal. Here's the deal with the X-Files. The X-Files is an old school television show that was on network television, which means that there are like 24 episodes per season. It is mostly kind of standalone, pretty much standalone Monster of the Week type stuff, Case of the Week type stuff. Every season, there's a handful of episodes that connect to the show's greater plot line. These are often called mythology or myth arc episodes when people talk about the show. And you can absolutely watch just the Case of the Week stuff kind of in any order, kind of broken out. And it doesn't, beyond wanting to get a vague sense of who the characters are, like, yeah, you can totally watch that stuff separated out and in any order. The myth arc stuff you would have to watch in order for it to make any sense, but also most of it's not very good. So I would not necessarily recommend doing that. I feel like there was something else. I thought of something else and I've already forgotten it, Amabel. It's incredible. It's incredible, my ability to forget things. I was so excited because I had two things. Huh. Well,
What?
no help in it now. you have anything else you wanted to while we're... Oh, I figured out what the other thing was.
Yeah, what's that?
A video game. It's a video game that I played. I did not play it on the channel. I played it entirely in my own time for free, having good fun time. And I'm going to do a really bad job of getting the screen capture over to it here. Hold on a second. Yeah, this will work.
Robin, you're right. Paddington 2 is actually a pretty fun movie. I think Hugh Grant does a really good job in it, and it has like a good ensemble cast.
This game here, Dubio. Dubio is the name of the thing. It's extremely rad. It's a short. So I have sort of kind of completed it. I have discovered that there are more levels. There's some sneakily hidden levels. But I beat like 100 levels of this thing. It took like 4 hours. It's like it's a one-button physics-based puzzle game about manipulation and conservation of momentum. And I think it's really rad. It's also quite cheap. It's if we bump over to the store page here, yeah, there's a demo that is like the first 20 or 24-ish levels, so you can get a sense of whether or not you like it. And it's $5 just to buy the whole thing. It's fucking rad. I'm actually like very pleased to have found out about this. So yeah, I recommend that. I recommend some Dubio. Let me put that.
Yeah, I played a little bit of it. I think it's neat.
Oh, what else? What are people talking about? Let's see here. We have Pacific Drive and Caves of Cut getting called out because it turns out, hey, those are pretty good video games. I don't have much of a backlog lately. Yeah, I've been struggling to get anywhere near 20 videos per week out. But I do actually right now have a couple of Caves of Cut videos backlogged because I just want to be playing it all of the time.
I'm so happy when that happens, when you're like just so enthused about a thing. I remember during your first playthrough, your first series of Against the Storm,
Mm-hmm.
you were logging in so many against, just piling them up.
Yeah, I got
you were
way
just
ahead.
so passionate. You know, it's
And then I lost a bunch in a row because I was terrible, and it really did. It sort of broke my spirit.
the thing is, this is your job, the thing you do for money.
Yeah.
And sometimes it makes it a bummer. Sometimes, like, I don't think anyone's really surprised to find that during the last couple Thief series, we were kind of struggling by the end of them for some of, especially the third one. So having something that you're playing for the channel that you're really passionate about, that you're really enjoying, you want to put hours into, I'm always so happy when that happens for you.
Yeah, I mean, like everything I'm playing right now, I'm feeling really good about. Except like the exception being Pacific Drive, not in the sense that I'm not enjoying it, but in the sense that I actually find playing it like very real world stressful.
Yeah.
The particular way that it is oppressive and scary wears on me in the real world in a way that like horror movies don't generally. There's a reason that although I love horror media very much, I don't actually play a huge amount of horror games. And it's because my stupid brain is not good at separating the things. If I have to move around the alien, how is the alien not real? Just to pull one random example, I did not finish Alien Isolation. I absolutely couldn't.
Now, you've yet found a let's play or a long play of the game, and you showed me the moment when you stopped.
Yeah.
When they got to the same moment, and it wasn't super far into the game.
No, it's not. It's like you're going into medical or something. There's a particular hallway that has a really brutal jump scare where a pipe bursts from the hallway, a pipe bursts from the wall while you're doing like low stealth trying to evade the alien and it's everywhere. And the jump scare of the pipe, I was just like, I actually can't fucking like I like pushed myself away from the keyboard when it happened. I was like, I just can't do this. I can't live like this. I can't do this to myself when I am supposed to be on my own time having fun. This thing, I recognize this thing they built is very good and effective because it's able to do this to me, but it actually is like unpleasant. It's bad. I'm having a bad time because they did such a good job. And every once in a while, you know, you have one of those experiences where you pull yourself through because it's like, because you admire the way that it is that making you have a bad time. Pathologic is a great, I think, example. But it was too visceral. It was too real and in the moment with Alien Isolation. And I just couldn't. I'm a big baby. I'm a big soft baby.
I love what a big soft baby you are. You're my sweetheart. Yeah, and I'm excited to be able to be on this stream with you and to be getting started on recording with you again. I know this week there haven't been recordings with me on it. Maybe people prefer that. I don't know, but
Amabel had a dental emergency, but as you can tell, is pretty recovered at this point.
I'm starting to experiment with solid food again. We'll see how that goes.
Well, I believe the tooth is gone. Is how they solved that problem, right?
Yeah, the tooth
is not better. It is simply gone elsewhere.
Yeah. And I got to see the tooth as well after because I always ask to see the teeth when they remove them to see, like, what is it that causes this trouble?
Sure.
What are you troublemaker? And, you know, so the back tooth had kind of worn into it and like a crescent shape. So like it was pretty gnarly. And the root of the tooth was quite long.
I don't know if you want to describe this in detail to strangers on the internet.
Right, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, everybody.
By the way, Basvin Durand and Hollander points out that Pacific Drive is 40% off right now on Steam. So if you're enjoying the series on the channel and you think that this looks like a thing that you could do a better job than me at, congratulations, you're right. And this is your opportunity to go prove it. Or if you just think you'll have fun, you know, it doesn't have to be a competition. I get a little like when I'm playing a game and I do a bad job. Like I did that one episode of Pacific Drive where I just completely fucking horked it. The one where we actually died out in the zone. That shit, like, it can ride with me sometimes. It is hard for me to put it away. The feeling of failure. It's grim. Failure's instructive and all that stuff. And I do really believe that, and it's very important to me. But also, I am definitely like hypersensitive to being a failure. As a person who has been reprimanded for her life choices a lot, let me tell you.
I mean, I think the thing though is, and I'm not trying to argue with you on your stream.
Mm-hmm.
She's gonna cut off the stream immediately. But you know, I think part of your job, you know, is to entertain. I think people are entertained by the series, and I think people are engaged by the series and like watching you figure stuff out. Like, I know from reading some of the comments and some of the redacteds in chat that there's things people are like, oh, I wish she would know about this thing, but like you'll figure it out or you won't on your own time. It's about how you engage with the game. Is there a purity to the way you do this?
I appreciate that I appreciate the people who are willing to put up with that. The put up with is not exactly what I mean, but you know, like the people who are interested in seeing how someone experiences the game in that kind of way rather than just by, you know, looking everything up or whatever. Because I know for some people it can be a very frustrating thing to watch someone not get something. And like I know I want to be clear. I don't know, but I know that there are things I'm not getting in Pacific Drive. Like I don't know specifically anything, but I know there's got to be stuff I'm not understanding because some of the systems seem to hang off at weird places. So I'm invested in figuring them out, but I'm invested in figuring them out, not knowing. I don't actually this is gonna sound kind of weird for a person who is the way that I am, probably. But I don't actually value knowing things very much at all. Learning things is great. Learning things is fun, but I'm not really pressed about knowing stuff.
And there's a difference between learning and being told something.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's exactly the difference that I'm trying to illuminate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Daskar says that's why I watch Let's Plays to see how people learn.
Right, absolutely the same. I am so fascinated by the way people's brains work, and it is so cool to get to watch like a bunch of different people tackle the same problem and see all of the different ways that it hits each of them. There's nothing in the world that is more fascinating to me than people learning stuff.
I'm gonna try to keep that in mind when you have me play games on the channel, because I'm certainly not as skilled of a gamer as you are, and because I have some information processing cognition things, I don't always take in all the information as quickly and process it the way you do. So I get really anxious. Like when we did Grifflands, I was pretty anxious because there was all this stuff on the screen and it seemed like you could just see all of it, and I couldn't. But I'm gonna try to set aside that anxiety as much as I can in the future, because I understand that you feel it too. You feel the anxiety of how you're doing in the game. But the point of the thing is to see how a person interacts with the thing, and there isn't really a wrong way to do that. And sometimes you come up with some interesting stuff. I remember. Do you remember? There's this obscure video game I don't think you've heard of called Mega Man 2.
Sorry, so it's about like a man who has become mega.
Yeah, that's it exactly.
Hard to imagine, but I'm following.
So Mega Man 2, there's a level with these laser beams. That are moving horizontally across the screen. You're trying to traverse vertically down the screen, right? And you have a weapon you can use to just freeze it, so you can just go through without the things hitting you. It's instant kill if it hits you.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. No one told me that. The game didn't really communicate that to me in a way that made sense for me. So until I was like in my 30s, I didn't know that. And every time I played that game, I had to get through that whole section, which made me better at Mega Man. I don't think anyone who plays Mega Man does that. I think everyone goes into it with the freeze time thing.
The Flashman, yeah.
The Flashman thing to freeze that. But it's. I did it different, and it's because
I mean, presumably a lot of people played the game that way, pre-common internet, right?
I mean, maybe. I mean, that might that's interesting because there's a story about Legend of Zelda, how you started with the sword and then they removed the sword so you would go find it, and people would talk to each other and share secrets and whatnot, but there wasn't really an internet then, so how were people doing that? Were people just stumbling through the Lost Woods maze over and over again? I don't know. I think that's interesting.
Yeah, you had a very different style of proliferation of information, right? Like, there were the things that were in the magazines, and if you're talking about Nintendo games, especially Nintendo Power, and then the things that, like, got said on the playground.
Yeah, and Damon Works points out games were made to sell hint guides back then, and that's probably true. We've watched a few videos of people playing some adventure games and like old school adventure games, and how would you solve this puzzle without the hint book? You know, and then I don't know. That's part of the fun is watching people figure stuff out and how they engage with things, what they choose to find of interest,
Yeah.
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 I want to. You know what I want to do?
What do you want to do?
It doesn't have to be anytime in the near future.
Look,
but
we're doing it right now.
I do kind of want us to play Colossal Cave Adventure.
Okay.
Because I've never experienced it, and it'd be a weird thing for us to, maybe not the most visually interesting thing for a stream, but it'd be a weird thing to try to engage with.
Yeah, I've never played Colossal Cave Adventure.
Robin, full Ultima 1 through 9 playthrough right now. Probably not happening. I have been learning a lot about Ultima.
Yeah, the problem with that is Amabel just knows too much about Ultima. She's been watching so many video essays.
So I've been watching. There's a particular channel called Majular, and that guy's doing like an Ultima retrospective, and they're pretty good videos. Like they're scripted, which I appreciate, because when someone just is winging it for 2 hours, for a explanation kind of video, I'm just not there for it. I need a script. If you're showing me, you're telling me all about a game, not a let's play, but you're telling me about a game. I want scripted, edited content, and it's like tightly edited and pretty entertaining, well researched. So I've been enjoying those Ultima retrospectives. I just finished the episode on the Worlds of Ultima series, which I did not know existed. With like Ultima, but with dinosaurs, or with like Jules Verne Martian science fantasy, and that's a whole thing. Anyway. Den the Skunk says that they know a game SB would enjoy. Darkwood. It's got the kind of creepy atmosphere she seems to enjoy.
Yeah, I've looked at Darkwood several times over the years. It's in my Steam library. I bought it because I intended to play it on the channel, and it just has not occurred. At this point, it's getting old enough to be one of those like, hey, did y'all know about this weird old game from way back then type games? So that's, it's got that in its favor.
Mm.
Anyway, hey, Amabel.
I think. Hey, is the stream over?
The stream's over. It's time for us to be done.
Macaroni and cheese?
I would love some macaroni and cheese. So that's going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for hanging out with us, for enjoying some root and whatnot. We'll have another stream. We'll have another stream next week, and there'll be like some videos between then and now. I just got done recording a couple of Caves of Cud videos that I think are absolute bangers. Hopefully y'all are enjoying all that stuff. Yeah, have a nice rest of your weekend. Watch some cool horror movies. There are so many good horror movies lately. Holy shit. And we'll catch you next time.